It does vary around the world, of course it does. I was in Germany once, and you shake once and that's it. In Germany, it's... It's true, it is. Around the world it differs enormously. Here in the Middle East and Iran, it's lots of shakes, isn't it? Has anyone heard of the old president of the United States, the guy called Bill Clinton? Anybody remember Bill Clinton? Now, okay, he's a president, so he is a president, but I thought Bill Clinton was quite a charming man. He was a very charming individual, kind of handsome guy. And he had this handshake which has been named the Bill Clinton handshake. And I want to show you that now. It works really well. So again, go into the office. Hi, how are you? You stay there, you're doing really well. Thank you. Now that little touch there was Bill's way of building a rapport. As you notice, if you don't mind me demonstrating again, my spare hand went to the shoulder, and I touched the shoulder. That, by the way, is a public zone. If you don't know anybody, that is a public zone. You can touch that. You can't touch here. That's a very good friend. But you can touch here. And what I'm doing there is I'm creating a rapport. I'm building what we call an anchor. It's a signal. Because later on, when I say goodbye to my client, I'll do the same thing. And this starts to mean we get on. We're together. It's called the Bill Clinton handshake. Works really well. Anyway, enough of that. So, I'm shaking hands. How are you? And my client is now going to beckon me to sit down. I have a little tip for you, which might build... These, by the way, are seconds, aren't they? These things take seconds. Is the slight move backward technique. Now, say my client comes to meet me, which he will do. Come forward. Now, sometimes we can get or appear to be aggressive. Now, to appear to be non-aggressive, I'm going to move back a couple of inches. Watch what I do. It's very subtle. What it shows is I don't want to be aggressive here. I don't want to be forceful. I go backwards a couple of inches, gives the impression to the client, this is a nice guy, he's respecting me. Again, these are all good tips for you. They really do work. So the next thing I want to do, I guess, is to sit down. Do you think that's a good idea? I think so. Be standing up enough. So my client's beckoning me to sit down. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to sit down now. My client's going to sit down. It's very comfortable. Let's talk about the sort of things that we need to do now in our first impressions. The first thing to bear in mind is where in the desk am I going to sit? Now, if there's a great big desk here, there's a great big barrier between the two of us. If you can, what you'll want to do is to move the chair maybe to the side to get closer to your client, but only if you can do. I believe the client may have their own chairs. If you're in your office, then make sure that maybe you have the corner of the desk available to you. The next thing to think about is how close am I going to get to my client? What distance am I going to sit or stand next to him? This is really important. Now, think about distances, territories. Now, at the end of the day, we are all animals. That's where we come from. And you need to bear in mind that the distance I get to my client will either make him feel comfortable with me or will put him off me. For example, if I'm a long way away, hi, how are you? Now that doesn't give the right impression at all. However, if I'm too close, hi. Now that itself is even worse. Now there are a number of zones, and I'm going to show you those zones in a second. I think what we need to do first of all is to give our volunteer a big round of applause, and I'm going to give you a reward. So thank you very much. Before you go, the special business card that allows you access now to 6 of my ebooks. Thank you very much. He's got the Bill Clinton. Well done. Another applause as our general lead team.